It was a great display of dedication behind the scenes and on stage. The character development was astounding. The characters were easy to identify with, and they had so many dimensions. Watching the story unfold in front of me was quite the experience. There wasn't a dry eye in the theater when the secret of the bisexual character, who I forgot his name, he was talking about Michael, was revealed and the drama ensued. I loved it. I have to do this like review on this play that I saw, and I know that I sound really bored, but holy crap, this was too good. So the play's called "And Stars Not Falling" by Scott Schallenberger. It's insanely good. Insanely good. I had, like, you know, a literal personal connection with, like, every single character. So yeah, I'm gonna dive right into this bitch, because I have like 6, 7, 8, I have a lot of things to get. That looks wretched. You can see my handwriting now, as if you haven't seen my handwriting before. So, el numero uno that I wrote down was the sex. Because I'm just, yeah. But, you know, so basically, I kind of already talked in class about how, like, you know, they bought both sides of the sex spectrum to light, and how they were pretty much tastefully done on both ends. So there's kind of like Sarah Zasso's character, Molly, and I literally like studied the characters for this because I was having a hard time remembering them in class. But yeah, no, Molly's character, who was played by Sarah Zasso, was like, you know, they introduced her as kind of like a slut, and then, like, it was implied later in the play when she was, like, having an intimate scene with her boyfriend that they hadn't had sex yet, and I was like, how they pretty much just introduced her as a skank. And then there's Alana Noble's character, who's Callie, who has been in a relationship with her boyfriend Ty for a very long time, and there's this really funny scene about, like, holding back the feminist movement or whatever the hell, and that was really funny, and I appreciated that a lot. But, you know, yeah, they kind of, like, brush up on, like, what it's like to live both sides and how neither of them are wrong, which is, like, nice, because typically it's really hard to write anything and make someone not sound right or wrong. So, like, there's kind of gonna be an obvious bias based on what's in your head, but sometimes that's not always the case. So, I mean, that was pretty sick of them to do. Like, sick is a good, sick, bruh. It's a good thing to do. And, you know, that was pretty sick. And they also talked about, you know, they didn't talk too much about Stephanie's character Liz's, you know, life with Michael, which is, you know, I think that would have been a little much, because we already talked a lot about Jake's life. Maybe even if it was later in the play, it's still really cool. But yeah, that was very tastefully done. Good job. Number 2, I guess I have on this list, is the self-harm part, which was also very nicely done. I really like how they really brought to life, and this is just me, and I know it's not going to be for everyone, but this is my fucking review, so I'm gonna do it. But they kind of like put to a stage where everyone can see what it's like to do that, and when I was doing stuff like that, it just kind of looks, I don't know, it feels really nice to know that there are other people that are, you know, that treat it like that. Because, I mean, now it's just like, you know, whatever, I don't care, like, this is what it is. But, that's like the only time I was happy that my body was being flushed out by light. But, you know, before, it was just kind of like, you know, even if they weren't fresh, even if there were scars, even if there was only evidence of a past experience like that, it was still kind of embarrassing, because I would constantly be thinking that I was, you know, looked at like I was crazy, or that I couldn't handle myself, because that's kind of basically what my parents did, is that, like, they didn't trust me with going outside of the house for a very long time, because of the stupid emo shit I used to do. So, I mean, I guess the self-harm thing was very, like, I don't know, it was intimate for me, because, like, you know, I kind of date around a lot, and that's, like, literally no secret, but, like, you know, with every new person that you're with, you have to kind of open up all this shit about yourself, you know, and it's just, like, you know, it's just so that they won't be shocked if they find out on their own, and then they'll start drawing crazy conclusions based on things that you told them before, maybe just based on even what you look like, depending on how you even started the relationship. I don't know, there are a lot of things, though, that would raise a lot of eyebrows when it comes to stuff like that, or, you know, the whole attention thing comes to, you know, mind a lot, which is super booty, for the record. I don't like that at all. But, you know, I don't know, there's just, you know, it was very nicely done, and to see someone do what I had been doing for so long and struggling to do in a way that wasn't so, like, you know, hey, look at these! Like, you know, it was really nice to know that, you know, I can do that without being laughed at, and, you know, it just felt good. So, the kiss scenes were also very nicely done, and Mr. Sinclair, or you, I guess, no one else is gonna watch this crap, he told us about, like, you know, how the author made us, like, fall in love with the character before finding out that they're gay, so if you have a problem with it, then you feel like shit, basically. I really like that he did that. I don't know, it's just a very excellent criticism, obviously, because that was genius. I talked about, like, bad stereotypical gay movies, like GBF, and, like, horrible crap. Literally the most garbage movies. But, like, you know, the kiss scenes were very, like, I feel like it's not hard to figure out what happens later, in the, like, story for these people after the curtains, you know, close and after the lights are out, and, you know, Anthony Saldana is now Anthony Saldana, like, you know, but what happens to Wings, though? Like, I think it's pretty obvious just based on, like, the electricity of the kiss and, like, you know, just the way that everything was carried out. Like, Sarah Zasso, like, I don't know, she's always apologizing. She's, fuck, shit, fuck, like, that's literally my thing with my boyfriend now. Like, I'll apologize, and I'm like, fuck, shit, fuck, like, that's our thing, it's cute. But, like, you know, finding someone that was compatible enough with her to, like, not mind that too much, but also get along with their friends, and then also, you know, feel comfortable enough with opening up really big things about her, or about himself, and, like, you know, just being so comfortable with him in such, I guess, a short amount of time. I can't imagine that they were together for that long if, you know, her 5 best friends didn't know about him. So, I mean, you know, it was just very nice. It was a very sweet kiss. It was like a, I'm falling in love with you type kiss, you know what I mean? I don't know, it was very cute. The kiss between Grant and Anthony was just like, I don't know, it felt like a spur of the moment type kiss, because, like, they were doing some cute shit, and I was like, man, I want a hot person to do Tai Chi with on a rooftop shirtless. Like, damn, that sounds so great. But, like, you know, it was very, like, electric, and it was just, like, I don't know, it made me feel some type of way. I was like, damn on your performance, man, you are so good. But, like, it was just very, like, you know, it was like a New Year's Eve kiss, you know, when you're not dating anyone, and you're just like, man, I never had a New Year's Eve kiss, and they're like, me neither, and then, like, you hear, like, 3, 2, 1, and then it's just like, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's my favorite. Oh my god, it's just, woo, kissing. So, I obviously said that I took my boyfriend to this play, right? And he kind of knows everything about me, because he's known me since I was, like, 11. So there were some parts, a lot of parts, actually, in this play, where, like, I was squeezing his hand so tight, I thought that I was gonna break his hand. Like, it's ridiculous. So there was a part where I think, yeah, Jake was talking about, like, you know, he was asking people what they were doing with their lives since he had been gone for a few months, and they were all just like, I like drinking. And Jake was all like, that was, and then he, like, gave them a big speech about, like, you know, how they're so talented and how it's not getting put to good use, and, like, I literally cried. Like, that's, like, probably the part that shook me the most, was that part, because, like, you know, I don't want to, like, but about my life, because that's lame, but, like, you know, I spent, like, 5 years at this music store on Devon, where I would go there basically every waking moment that I could. Like, on Saturdays, I was there at, like, 8 a.m. to, like, 4 when they close, and then, like, on school days, I was there, like, right after school, all the way until, like, you know, 8 or 9, or sometimes 10, and I would just, like, try to absorb all of this knowledge, and like I would take like guitar classes, piano classes, dance classes, acting classes, like no matter what it was, I would take it and I would enjoy it, and it would be very fun. And you know, I was really good friends with, you know, the owner and stuff, and it was really sick. And then, you know, I don't know, once I started getting into high school, like, I just felt so lame, and I was like, how am I such a burnout already? I'm only fucking 16, and like, I don't know, I just felt like such a loser. That's kind of why I, like, picked up a lot of weird classes this year, like, theater workshop and percussion. But, you know, it's just, it shook me so much, because, like, I don't know, it's been a problem of mine for a long time, and I can deal with it through this guy Jake and some chick Callie, and you know, I know it's Alana and it's Grant, but you know, it's just like, you know, I used to envy the kids that were in theater, and I used to like be scared to talk to them, and I was like, what the fuck, why? I can do that. Like, there's no reason, like, I don't know. Like Tina Belcher said, I am no hero, I put on my bra one boob at a time. Like, I love her, she's so cute. But yeah, there's like that really shook me. And then there was also another speech in the play where they were talking about like spiritual stuff. And that's just like how pretty much this whole group of kids is like a bunch of weird acid dropping hippies. I don't really want to say that sounds kind of rude. But honestly though, like they all talk about like all the spiritual crap, and like, you know, even Ty, like the crazy, like, blah, 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 he was all like, hold these in your hand and tell me what it says to you. And I was like, damn, that's deep as fuck. But like all the spiritual stuff, and they were talking about, I think near the end when everyone was like crying and shit, how Michael wasn't really into spiritual stuff, if he thought that suicide was a good option. Yeah, I think that should just about wrap up this review. I also ran out of things to talk about because I'm a scrub, but that's cool. But don't fail me at this class. Okay, thanks Mr. Sinclair, I love you and your productions. I'll see you, man. Bye.